Interesting day yesterday with the NFL, huh?
Yeah, it's everything in sports for the entertainment side of it is very, very weird. In particular, I have no idea what the Jaguars are doing.
You don't like that? You don't like the Cam tag?
It's never the worst thing in the world, but like just knowing the history of the Jags, it's like it's not like they're gonna tag Cam for a relatively good price and ease a rookie in because you still get them for a good price. It's like, oh, we're gonna go get him, and now let's make the team better by going and getting a little bit better version of Taven Bryan and Hutchins.
Dang.
And like,
Dude, that's rude.
no,
I feel like you owe an apology to him.
no, because even when I watch, like,
Taven had 2 highlights in college, bro.
but I saw a lot of the things that I've seen in Taven.
I mean, I'm not
him.
saying he's
Like,
great.
I'm
just saying that was over the top.
When I saw him glitch against Georgia, that's what I remember Taven. And what I saw in the combine film, the drills, and I saw a guy who looks like he needs a little bit of
yoga.
Yeah, he was stiffening. Everybody's they're telling me that this is, oh my God, he's one I've never seen. It's like, that look good to you
every year in the combine, bro. That's what we need to do. We need to break down combine.
He's white, and he put up good numbers. That does not mean we need to like we could just at a certain
his
point
hands were super fast though.
I'll give him that.
Quick hands, but I'm with you. He seemed a little stiff, and I think that's where Georgia dominated. Right. Like, if you can stop him from going forward, then you kind of control him, right? But I'm just saying, like, the Taven things, like, that's over the top a little bit.
All right, maybe it's a little bit, but I'm just, but like, it's in no world, in no. If you're gonna, okay, if you want to go and say we're gonna go a defense alignment with the first overall pick, and you're gonna disappoint me, go get the kid from Georgia who completely made up for himself after the SEC championship.
Which one?
Well, Davis.
I mean, all of them. Yeah. I mean, good grief.
If you really want to,
what are they doing up there?
If you really want to see some elite spin from me, like, you'll be like, dog, you'll be like, yo, James is like that spin move that James put is reminiscent of your favorite running back. Get Nakobe Dean. I'm gonna give you some elite spin on that because there is no reason you should pick a guy like that, number one. But I'm going to give you 10 reasons why it would work out. You want to get Sauce Gardner? Get Sauce Gardner. You want to get anybody else?
The Hamilton kid.
Yeah.
Notre Dame.
Shout out to First Coast News. I can't remember how to say your name, but the new Mia. That's what I'm gonna call him. No disrespect to you.
There's already a new Mia.
Well, Mia actually brought him. He's actually a new Ben. Remember, there was Ben that went to Tampa, and he took Ben's spot. But the first time I ever met him was when we did the First Coast News spot that I did before the draft.
What should we call him? What does he look like? What does his name look like? If you had to name him,
it's one of my Italian names.
Okay.
I think
I can't think of an Italian.
Watch, I say Italian name, and it's like Irish or something. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend you. But before I even get into that, this is Sports Did brought to you by thehumidor.com. Type in Sports Did at checkout for 20% off. If your order is over $150, you get free shipping.
Oh, we found that out.
Yeah, that's for sure. Today is the
inflation, man. Inflation, baby. Used to be 100, but it's 150 now.
Yes, shoot.
That's about right.
You better get it right now because it might be 250.
It's about right. Like, you're running a risk every time you drive by a gas station. So
today's the 2-year anniversary of when the world shut down.
I miss those times.
It was TPC ABC event, and
Are they having that again tonight?
It's tonight, 6 to 9. So
I may swing. I got to train.
I'm gonna be there late. I told him.
Okay. All right. I may swing through.
I got to do some dad stuff, which, like, you ever, like, because this might just be me, because there's times when I'm not a bad dad. I'm a very good dad. I'm just an inconsiderate dad sometimes because the kid stuff comes in the way, and it's like I got to go do bingo night at the school, and I'm like, but there's a cigar event. And
wait.
It's a fundraiser.
Well, what are they doing next week? Like blackjack?
Be honest with you, it's like I don't even know what you win.
We're gonna have a pole dance raffle.
So I know I'm overpaying.
Kind of school do you go to?
It's a Title I school, so you never know. You gotta get these kids.
I mean, isn't bingo borderline gambling?
It's not borderline gambling. It is gambling. It's the worst type of gambling. It's like I'm gambling. I'm giving them money for cheap pizza and probably some kind of prize that I could have paid the $35 that I'm paying. I could have just
really, if you think about it,
I
like
went.
Chuck E. Cheese and all that.
It's preparing you for. I told you the story about me in New Orleans. My first time ever going to New Orleans. Like when I went to Discovery Zone, and my mom gave me $100 for the whole trip. I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
And I blew the whole thing on toy, having a ball. Like,
and then you walk out feeling terrible about yourself
because I didn't win anything.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I don't even think at least Trey, when he goes, he's strategic. He wins tickets, and he can go. He can go buy whatever he wants. And sometimes he's got enough money or enough tickets, he'll buy his friend some. Me, I'm sitting there like I ain't got nothing.
Kids these days save, man. They save these days. Walker,
Trey's more of an adult than I am. Trey got a wallet with money in it.
Walker's got a savings account.
I don't own a wallet. I just put everything.
I don't have a wallet.
So when I was training, you're in basketball. I'm in
workout.
I have
this thing.
Yeah, but now, no. Now I have I have Apple Pay, but I had
By the way, if you don't take Apple Pay,
like
what is wrong with you? And there's still people that don't like.
What is the benefit for? Because one, I need the 3%. Excuse me, 2%. If I use the every time I use it, I get my 2% cash back.
Card?
Yeah, I got an Apple card.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you got like an Apple credit card?
Yeah. That credit card feels
fancy,
amazing to whip out too. By the way, like it's.
What do you whip it out of? You don't carry a wallet.
No, I have my cards. Sometimes I pull it out, and it's just like bam, it makes a noise. It's like they say it's titanium. That's not titanium, but it has like some kind of metal. But it like has like it almost feels like pulling the black card out.
That's the only reason I want the black card. It's a flex.
It's a flex.
But when you drop that bad boy, like it may chip the table. Like that thing is legit. I don't even know what we were talking about.
But we were talking about how
going to
I think Aiden Hutchinson
ABC
is a
ABC Ponte Vedra.
But ABC Ponte Vedra, yeah. But I have to go do dad stuff, and then I don't know how he's getting home. I'm gonna go to the event.
He can walk.
But we don't live that far. So
walk.
like
It's
either
fine.
somebody's gonna give him a ride or he can walk. Like Jesus walked. And
for 33 years.
Yeah. So I gotta get all I know is I gotta get to Ponte Vedra.
We better start preaching.
Yeah, shoot. That's what I gotta get to Ponte Vedra before 9 p.m. because the argument that I had was, well, you've known about this, and this is your son. Y'all, everybody in this house's bills get paid by this company.
Yep.
Like this ain't just about, oh, well, you just smoke cigars and talk about drink. No, that's disrespectful. I get paid to smoke cigars, drink liquor, and shoot guns.
This is hardcore justification by James right here, folks. like he thought this through in his head.
You're mad that I don't
sticking to this shit right here.
You're mad that I don't want to go and go be around a bunch of little kids playing bingo for cash that I can go buy something with because I want to go I got to go work. They don't ask me to do much. Man,
thank God we don't have like a strip club as a sponsor.
Jeez, I don't want to go see these women.
They pay me
themselves, but I'm getting paid.
You want this roof over your head? I gotta go look at them.
It was funny, like DJ Envy of the Breakfast Club. Like he got into this. He had kind of a right to get mad, but he cheated on his wife, and they went on, and like his wife was like, "That's not the DJ Envy I know. That was whatever his real name is." And then the comedians that were critiquing it said, she's like, but you know that DJ Envy check though.
The new one.
Like you knew that DJ Envy. He got mad, but he had a point. Like, that's anyways, but back to Aiden Hutchinson, however we got onto that.
Back to Aiden Hutchinson.
If you're gonna draft somebody right now, the Jags are in a lose-lose situation. You've got to get to a situation where you're not going to find I don't think there's a generational talent, but if you can get a 10-year starter,
there you go.
Then you've won.
You that's it. That's it right there. Like people will make fun of you for drafting a safety or a linebacker or something like that, number one, for about a year. Right? 12 years from now, when dude is going to his 10th Pro Bowl,
they're gonna be like,
oh, cool. And you almost set a new trend. Like people are gonna praise you for drafting Aiden Hutchinson #1 for about a year. 5 years from now, when he goes somewhere else for a second contract, it's a wasted pick. You got to start throwing. I feel like in the NFL, you got to start throwing all of the positional value away when it comes to draft. And you've got to draft the guy that you feel like gives you the best chance to win football games. Everybody's talking about, what do you draft? Position? Do you draft best player available? Do you draft need? Do you draft? No, you draft the guy that you feel you need at that time that will have a translatable NFL career. Meaning whether you draft #1 or you draft number 10 or you draft number 32, that don't change. The only thing about #1 is you got a bigger pool.
Right. Well, right? Yeah, you get the pick from everybody.
Like if you're trying right now to trade back, and I don't know if this is the case, but let's say you're trying like hell right now to trade back so that you can draft the safety from Notre Dame at 5. Then just draft him at 1. If you can't trade back, and that's what you're trying to do, then bump what everybody else thinks and just draft him at 1. I don't have a problem with them tagging Cam Robinson. And the reason why I don't have a problem with them tagging Cam Robinson is I don't care about Cam Robinson or the left tackle position that much. And I'm not that well versed on it. So I don't know how good he is or isn't. Like, I don't know.
He didn't give up a ton of sacks. He gave up a ton of pressures though.
Yeah. I just don't,
as bad.
I guess my point is, like, I don't know. Are they thinking that dude from Stanford's a year away and they just need to, yeah. Is there somebody in next year's draft that's a high grade at tackle that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know all the ins and outs. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. The cap is so daggum high now that what's a tag? What does it really matter anymore?
Right. So that's kind of where, like, again, if I were operating in the faith that I believe that the Jags knew what they were doing, then my mindset would be completely different. But the problem is I don't trust Balky any further than I could throw this studio.
So it wouldn't have mattered if they did it or not.
Right.
You're in the same headspace.
Yeah. Like, so just, I mean, it's
like if they chose not to, you'd be like, they always get it wrong. So they probably got this one wrong.
So like, but if it's if it's a situation where you do it and you work on a mid-season trade or a contract extension and trade with another team to where you can get some capital, then that's great. But I'm still of the thought process that follow the Cincinnati model. Go find a top. The problem is I don't know if there's a #1 overall wide receiver like that I just like. And to be honest with you, having seen the draft for what the Jags actually need, a guy who could probably more so a speed guy that could take off the top of a defense. I normally don't like this train of thought, but at 33, I think you could potentially get some guys, or even later. Like if you saw the guy from North Dakota State, he actually really looks good. After hearing George going viral with the bench press video, did you see that with George Pickens? I want George Pickens so bad right now because George Pickens is not here to play academics. He came to Georgia to play football. With that man
didn't go to a class for 3 years. Like, I mean, come on.
The guy who runs the bench press at the combine was a graduate assistant at Florida State. He's a nutritionist, a strength coach for the Vikings now. He was with the Eagles for years. And he gave Josh Hinks, he gave him one simple, all you had to do is say this: state your name, your school, and why you're opting out. Like, you're saying, I'm opting out by choice, and will you bench at your pro day? I'm George I'm choosing to bench, opt out. Like, it was like my man got stuck. You've seen Harlem Nights before, right?
Yeah.
So I likened it to when the champ, they were at the dinner and they were like, I'm gonna bet a lot of money. You could be paid to get. He doesn't have a stuttering problem, but the champ doesn't get paid to make speeches.
Right.
The champ got paid to knock people out. It was just funny to me. I'm sorry, but that made me want to draft him because there's a lot of money to be made off the field in today's game in sports. But the way to make the money off the field is to be really, really good on the field. And I think too many people neglect that. And I think now he might have done it a little bit too much focused on the field. But if he's out there making catches,
nobody cares.
I don't care. I'm good.
Nobody cares. The whole thing with me is I feel like if the Jags really want to send a message that we're in this to win now, then they should, even if they don't get them, there should be rumors flying every day of free agency about them putting out sick money to receivers. Because here's what we're learning. The salary cap is not a thing in the short term.
Mm-hmm.
Like at some point you're going to pay, and maybe that costs you 2 years, right? Maybe you have to redo, and a rebuild isn't a decade like the Jags have been in. It's literally 2 years, like the Saints. The Saints are going to have to rebuild because it's finally caught up with them. The Packers just gave somebody $200 million, right? They just tagged the best receiver in the NFL. They're choosing to pay later. They're not going to pay now. The Rams just won a Super Bowl by choosing to pay later. Right. So even if you go out and you say, all right, we're offering all 3 of these receivers $20 million a year, and then you get all 3, okay, cool. I at this point, I think we just want to see the effort. And I've been consistent on this. I was consistent on this when we first started the show. I'm never going to judge you by your free agent class if you signed a bunch of people that a bunch of other people offered a lot of money to as well.
Mm-hmm.
That probably wasn't your fault. Like the tight end that we saw that couldn't hold his liquor. Like that wasn't the Jags' fault. Everybody wanted that cat, right? When he got the money, he just decided to chill. Like you can't know that, right? You can only play the game. So if you want to go out and you want to offer Amari Cooper a ton of money, cool. If you want to go out and you want to try to bring A-Rod back, cool. Like I don't even care about their skill set. Just bring some dogs in here that can catch a freaking ball.
Right. You have the money. You've been had the money to do this, but you definitely have it now to take the Rams approach.
Yeah.
You're as bad as we talk about the Jags. You're really not that far away from being from playing meaningful games.
If you have your quarterback, like we think you do,
quarterback.
Yep.
So go get him a number 1.
Yep, and a number 2.
Well, I think Marvin Jones.
Make him a 3. 2. Make Marvin make your receiver so good that Marvin Jones is a 3.
That's fair. That's fair. But what I'm suggesting is, as long as you get an Amari Cooper, that directly impacts the other 3 of your other wide receivers, to where now you can go. Was it Chandler Jones from out of Arizona? You can go find another defensive end. You can go Bobby Wagner from Seattle. You can go get another linebacker.
Dude, get them all.
So that's what I'm saying. So
offer them all. Don't get them.
Right.
You're not going to get them all.
Right. You don't really need a running back. You don't think. Hopefully the room will be healthy enough to be able to give you something. But if you address the offensive line in the draft or whatever, now your offensive line is a little bit better. So receiver, one piece on the D line, one piece on the second level, and if you can get a corner, God bless.
Well, I mean, think about this: if you build everything, let's say you brought Bobby Wagner in, you've got Wagner, you got Miles Jack, you got Josh Allen. I think the interior guys are not bad that the Jags have. They're pretty good against the run.
Right.
Well, now if you go get an Aiden Hutchinson, he may be a star.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like he may get a ton of one-on-one matchups, and you may unleash Josh Allen in one-on-one matchups. So you're just complimenting that pick.
I would say if you're gonna go D-line, go with the Davis type, because he's gonna probably end up commanding a double team, which the fastest way to get your boat, because you need 2 ends to be free. So we got to help Clavicle Chaser, whatever. Like he's just not any good. But maybe if he's got one-on-one matchups, we stand a chance. We know Josh can't handle double teams, but one-on-one, he is money.
Yep.
So interior, like you were saying, you get somebody there. But I'm gonna say this: I know you were busy. We've said this for like the last 5 freaking years, probably. The combine and the draft are 2 must-goes. Like it has nothing to do with the combine, like the actual whatever. That's BS. Like the only thing that you really, unless you get special access, with the people I know now, actually next year I might be able to get the access to be able to go watch the drills. But for most media, the only access you get is the bench press, the actual the interview, the sanctioned interviews, and then a few get a chance to go into the box to watch the throws, but you can't live tweet, and you can't take any video. So what's the point of even being there? Because
are you about to tell me Indy's dope? Are you about to come on my side here?
Yes.
Yes.
But that's got nothing to do with it. But it's not, Indy's not dope because of one. Well, actually, it is dope because I'm in the 50-mile challenge. I'm winning and beating everybody's ass, not because I'm in the best shape. It's because
you're in Indy.
I'm in Indy and everything is a half a mile away. Yep. So it's either I pay. Now, when it was cold when I went, I had no problem paying $10 for the Uber everywhere.
Just hop on the cart.
But no, what I'm saying, forget the cart. You can walk it. It's such a walkable city. It was beautiful.
Oh yeah, no, it's awesome.
It was 60. It was 60 degrees with no humidity.
And it doesn't feel like it's a half a mile because they've got like restaurants and entertainment everywhere.
Everything is right there. Yep. So like I had no problem walking. And then next thing you know, you've walked 3 miles.
Yep.
You didn't even think about it. But I say the combine is the family reunion of the NFL. And the people that you meet, the conversations that you have, the things that you learn. Also, having a colleague like Sheena does not hurt because men love to pillow talk. I'm not saying Sheena did anything, but like they're talking to her differently
than they talk to you.
Like, I gotta tell you a conversation. I can't even begin to say it right now, but it is wild what some of these men, some of these old ass white men say to young black women. Like, it's crazy, but whatever. But like I was at Prime 47 that first night. One, the people who told me that St. Elmo's
overrated
is not Prime 47 at all, not close. And I think you told me that once, but the guy who I was at Prime 47 with is the director of PR for the Cowboys. And he told me, saying, but we went to St. Elmo's for lunch. And by the way, that both places have now. I like the presentation of Prime 47 shrimp cocktail. They give you a lot of that sauce. It's impossible to eat all of it, but it's just, it feels like if I wanted to get more of a scoop,
want to scoop it.
If I want to get more of a scoop, it's there. St. Elmo's just gave me a dish and just poured all of this stuff on top of it. I needed the whatever, but they had some good meatballs.
Just be careful. I'm just telling y'all, when you go to St. Elmo's,
it's not spicy,
froggy,
like the traditional spicy. It doesn't linger in your mouth. No. It literally goes to your brain,
slaps you.
It felt. I'm gonna tell you exactly what it felt like. So everybody in America has at least had to deal with this once, so you can relate to this. It was like getting a COVID test.
Oh, good call.
That's exactly
because your eyes water.
It didn't go here. Like,
yes,
it literally heat went straight up to my brain.
That's a good call.
And it like hit me, and then my eyes watered, and I had to breathe through my nose a couple times.
And then you had to
get this thing out.
And then you had to consider whether you were going to have it again.
Bite. Yeah. But it was good. So I was like, all right, well, cool. I'll take this. I'll be a dumbass to do this again. But
Prime 47 though is different.
But so I sat at the bar at Prime 47. And this guy's here. It's some random ass white woman that have no idea. But there's people, everybody that you bump into there is somebody. Then me and the PR guy, we went and had cigars at burned Rocky Patel Cigar Lounge, which was literally 0.3 miles away from where we were at, which was 0.3 miles away from my hotel. And again, the weather was great. And so you vibe, you do that. Met up with my best friend, Dave.
Oh, Caldwell.
Me and Dave hung out and we chopped it up. And it's just like, and then
glad you have that relationship in your life now.
Me and Dave were just, reminiscing. It made me mad. It made me even more mad at Dave because I'm sitting here thinking like, yo, I could have fell in love with Indy over a decade.
So are we a pro Dave Caldwell show now?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Talking with him more, I like people who don't pass the buck. So, and I like people who can, and not in an arrogant way, like trying to excuse it, but this is why I failed. And if I could do it all over again,
damn, y'all have a deep conversation.
Yeah, it was like his thing.
Like, lay him on the couch and just say, talk to me.
We weren't on couches talking, but like then we had lunch. But like one of the cool things was this is like, he's He's like, I was a first-year GM with a first-year owner with a first-year coach.
Yeah.
He's like, that's a recipe for disaster. He's like, and I asked for what he eventually got in Coughlin in the beginning, but nobody gave him that. Like to give him some guidance, and then learning the inner workings of just how stuff goes.
There's so much to that job.
And what's cool, and then that's what he said. There's so much more. He's like, in a perfect world, right now, where he's at, he's like, I just want to be. Let me handle the cap. Let me handle that part, and you can bring somebody else in to do the stuff. I'll do the stuff that no GM really wants to do this besides me. He's like, everybody else wants to do that side of it. But I'm gonna brag on him for a second because it goes into what we had a great conversation about Rooney Rule and stuff like that. And we talked about this, I think, maybe even the last time we had a show, or maybe one of the last few shows. He is what's necessary to happen, what needs to happen in the NFL. And I mean by this, he's showing me the guys that he brought on and hired at different places, and they all look like me. Very intentional, like not bad, like not just hiring them. Oh, you're black. Come here. Let me show you. Like good at what they do. And they're all on the rise. One's like an assistant player personnel guy in San Francisco. Another guy's I think the guy in Atlanta. It's a bunch of, and I'm like, wow. What
was his why?
At first, he was very much so. He was like, at first, he was very much so a part of the problem. Like, I'm going to hire the best guy. I don't need to do this because of color and blah, blah, blah. Then he realized, he's like, well, how can I know if there's a best guy if ain't nobody around here that even looks like
it a...
And he talked about how players don't have the opportunity. He's like, the most qualified people are the people playing right now, but what we're offering them afterward, he's like, the entry, like, you're going from 6 figures to low 5s. Like, he's like, who the hell wants to do that? Like, you gotta earn, feed your family and things like that. So he's trying to put them in positions that get you a little bit more money, but fast track them.
The reason I asked his why is I had this told to me the other day by somebody in a NFL front office. He said that on the player acquisition side or on the talent evaluation side, what the recent trend or thought is, James, so much of the draft process is the relationship and the interview. Like the numbers are the numbers, right? Well, if you want a relationship and you want to get to know somebody, and 80% of those people that you're interviewing are black, well, who should be the person sitting on the other side of the table?
That's fair. Conversations that you can have, or it goes back to what I talk about with media, why it's so important. Like, you have people telling you about people explaining a sport that's dominated by a specific culture, that are explaining nuances of that culture, who have no idea why you do those things. And it gets vilified because all you know is this. And I think that's why I tell you it's important. That's why Pivot, I Am Athlete, a lot of these things are so important, because guys can tell you, like, this is that kid's not loud and arrogant. That kid's just a really good athlete.
Right.
He's competing.
Right. He's communicating the way that I communicated at that age. Right. And I know what I was like. And by the way, just before people start getting onto this, like, it's not a one-on-one thing. There's 2, 3, 4 people in that room.
Yeah.
And it's like, for the longest time, 2, 3, 4 older white guys.
So you're automatically, I'm going to tell you, as a guy who's been through it and been on both sides of the microphone when it comes to that, it's so different when you see somebody and they kind of like look like you, and they recognize
you identify with somebody.
You identify.
You let your guard down.
Yeah, let your guard down. But other than that, it's just your guard is up.
And we've all been there.
You know,
like, I think we've all been in that situation, whether it's an interview for like a job or whether it's just a conversation. Like, you find yourself sitting with some dude and you have nothing in common with that person. And you're stiff, right? And it's like you're calculated.
No
right.
There's
nothing to talk
about. So kind of the guy I met with the Cowboys, our icebreaker was Brussels sprouts and mushrooms. They had already had their appetizers. I was about to order mushrooms. I don't like Brussels sprouts until Prime 47. Whatever they did to their Brussels sprouts is delicious. I want to eat them again. But they shared. And that's how we got. And then when I got my shrimp cocktail, I said, hey man, would y'all like? Because you get 5, I think you get 5. Say, hey, I mean, it's $12. They gave me $30 worth of appetizers. They barely touched them. I was like, hey man, would
y'all are divvying up?
Would you like some shrimp? And then all of a sudden, now we're getting into solving the secret of racial harmony and a whole bunch of other.
James has
stuff.
a calculator out. There's 5 shrimp. There's 6 of us.
I could give one, like somebody, like but like when it's like a barbershop. Like you could a black guy can go into almost any black barbershop and eventually feel comfortable. If you go to Supercuts, there's nothing wrong with Supercuts. It's just not the same vibe, and vice versa. Like,
see, you're a white guy. I don't even care about the barbershop.
Well, what I'm saying is that I'm saying more so because of so if you came in and you were just doing a study of African Americans in barbershops, it's loud, very opinionated. Now, people have this thing where they disrespect women, but I don't like. No woman ever gets disrespect. When a woman walks into the barbershop, conversation is very respectful. Now, outside, there's a bunch of men talking about women. They're gonna talk about it, but like an argument between 2 best friends may feel like somebody's about to get killed. If you're from the outside looking in. If somebody's not there to explain that to you, like that's what I
feel like that's one of the biggest cultural differences that there is. I will not drive more than 5 minutes to go get my hair cut. Ain't gonna happen. And I love T-Wig to death. Like T-Wig, you're my dude. But unless you are literally right here in that Winn-Dixie shopping center, I ain't coming to you. It's just not that big of a deal. You will go 45 minutes.
2 guys who I will let. It's only 1 woman that can touch my hair.
And
that's Naya.
From Twitter.
Oh yeah, well no, yeah, touching my hair, yeah. So Naya retwists my hair. She's on the west, she's on the west side. I only see her once a month, probably every 6 weeks, whatever. But that's if I can't get it, happened during the holiday season. She was booked up. I was like, all right, I'll get it done next year. Like that's it. T-Wig and Oak. And I can't think of our boy who we had at Pure. We had the watch party. So when I could get him, but he works another job. But like, if I'll text T-Wig first, I'm gonna text Oak. Oak at the beach. If neither one of them open, all right, man. Well, shoot. Just look. My face is gonna be crazy.
I'm just gonna tell you, I don't care who you are. I don't care what you look like. If you're close, chop my shit up. We're good.
Now, because again, I get what your hair.
I'll take 2 on the side, take a little off top, and we're good.
But see, like,
let's roll.
See, like, just look at 4-5. 4-5 can have a comb over, and everybody talks about, oh, he's this badass. Man, you can't do that stuff in the African American community. You can't have no.
Yeah, but
you can't have an evaporating hairline in our community, man.
I don't even notice hairline.
Yeah, man. No,
like
that's an important thing. Man.
You've mentioned hairlines before, and I'm like, there's something wrong with this hairline. And then when you point it out, bro, I realize it.
You can tell how a person feels about themselves in their culture based upon that. Like when first and foremost, I want to make sure people understand this. As a registered, I'm a moderate, but I am registered Republican. So I would be considered a black conservative. It ain't many of us with dreads. I can promise you that. There is, and then my son's godfather, Terrence, is also one. But there is a stereotype.
You dreads?
No, I'm saying.
Okay.
Terrence edge is immaculate. His hair is always on point.
I got you.
But there is a stereotype, and it is a reason it's a stereotype. If you go look at the black Republicans that are in office, go look at some of the other ones, and you're gonna look and you're gonna be like, dog, that guy can't come to our community and try to get people flipped because he looks like how you just said. You don't care about your hair. He's going to Supercuts. He's going to do things that you can't. You're black, but you look more like Carlton. Like you can't come in and talk to.
This may be the greatest white privilege I have.
So whereas
I mean, seriously, I don't.
So as Will Smith can go to Bel Air, and he can go back to West Philadelphia where he was born and raised. Carlton can't go to West Philadelphia and talk to everybody because
there was an episode where he took that over though.
And then he did flip, but he changed himself, but it wasn't who he was.
But it wasn't Philly though.
Yeah, but he was joining, he was acting, he was what they consider acting black, which I hate. It's just a hair thing. It's a hair thing. It's just it's okay. It's like everybody has their thing. But like again, I say all this to say I was using the black barbershop as an example of just you can go there, you can feel more comfortable. It helps you get more information out of guys. you know, like when I did my interview, they talked about my god brother Francois, and I've talked about him before on numerous things. Francois is an amazing well still is, he's alive, but he's sidelined for the moment temporarily. I think he'll be well, I hope he doesn't get back into the operations of his business in April, but he'll be free in April. They asked me very pertinent questions.
He's booked up.
Oh yeah, he's booked up. Yeah, he's booked up. Which
it is literal.
But anyway, but he's actually living better than me right now. Like it's wild, some of the stuff. But anyways, they asked me very detailed questions about him. And mind you, he's free amongst the but they know everything.
Mm-hmm.
And they're asking me, like, am I like that? Am I a goon? Am I this? I'm that. Mind you, I went on 2 mission trips to South Africa during my spring break to go feed kids and do other stuff. I'm like, bro, I don't know if you've noticed, like, but if you've done your research on me and him different, I said, I've known him since I was 5, though. Like, I don't know him like that. They don't do any of that stuff around me. We go eat lunch. We go hang out. We go talk about life and
Bible
other
studies.
Stuff. Well, we didn't talk about Bible studies. But you know, it's just, but again, but another guy, let's say me, James Coleman is in that room and Miles is there and they're asking those same questions, I can explain, like, dude, when you're from that type of neighborhood, of course you know a drug dealer.
Mm-hmm.
They're there. Mm-hmm. That's the neighborhood they live in.
Right.
Like, you can't go. It's like you can't bump. It's like where I live at now. Oh, do you know any Chinese people?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, of course I know. There's my neighbor here, there.
It's like coming here and be like, you know any doctors?
Like, which one you
throw a rock?
Still people be laughing. I told them, they're like, somebody responded, you know, you're more likely to be killed by an African American. I said, no, crime is about proximity. I'm the only person in America, only black person in America who's more likely to be killed by a Chinese or an Indian guy. Mm-hmm. than anybody else. That's all that lives around me. It's Chinese and Indians.
And I worked hard to make it that way.
Right. And nothing wrong. They're great neighbors. Dope neighbors. I just, you know, I'm just upset that I haven't been invited to an Indian birthday party.
A couple things real quick. So if you listen to this or when you listen to this, shoot us a message. We're going to do some content inside of 6 Points the next couple of days. And I want to know what people want to know from these guys. So it's Anthony Richardson will be there. So we'll have Florida, we'll have Georgia with Carson. Holden will be there. So Auburn, right? Bethune-Cookman with Jalen. I forget. And then, you know, over the course of the next couple of weeks, we'll have USF and we'll have Georgia Tech.
Jeff gonna be here?
Yeah, he'll be here next week.
Okay.
And we'll get all these guys. And so we've been talking about bringing more of 6 Points into Sports Den, you know, just from that perspective. So I want to know what you guys want. Like, because we talked about this the other day. It's kind of the life we live in. So what is it that you guys want to see or hear from these guys that you don't get a chance to? Right. And then the other thing, Miles, turn your mic on for a second. Miles was in, what was that, yesterday? Day before yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, into the mic. Miles.
Yeah, Monday.
Do you still think you could catch a ball?
Nah. I swear, I put the camera in front, so I wanted Carson to throw it right at the camera. I had to trust the young man in front of me to catch the ball. I can't tell you. I was like, I'm never going to do it again. Not so much worried about myself, but it would have shattered my camera.
I looked over there, and Carson didn't even know he's doing it. So it's not like Carson gassed up. I looked over there, and bro, Miles' eyes, I could see them behind that camera. James, it was like, because that ball came straight at his face. And then even on the video, you can hear you. Like,
yeah. And that's what you don't notice. You hear the ball not only being caught, there's a thud, but you hear it coming off the hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
All I hear is the sounds, and I could imagine like being back in the old times. If you see an arrow coming at you, that's probably what you feel. Just like,
that's a good point. That's a good point.
By the way, the USFL football, amazing.
Okay.
So so people
we back. I forgot we had USFL.
Yeah. So it's like a smaller version. I've got an NFL ball in my hand. It's like a smaller version of that, but on the tip here, there's like a big star, small star, big star, small star, big star, small star.
So I could go try out for you.
So when you see that thing coming, yeah, like you can track that thing.
I'll be able to see the ball. Like, yeah, that's, well, tell me, man. They'd be like, he's paid. He should be able to catch. All right.
You try to look at this little bitty square right there.
And what's worse is like when they're like, he's paid. He should. Like Blake was out when I know that's your boy. But Blake was out there. Is he still throwing Hennessy bottles?
No.
Okay. All right. Blake out.
Where you saw him throwing, right?
So my house is laughing. So for people who don't understand it, when I was playing, we would call the ball a Hennessy bottle. And why is it called a Hennessy bottle? Because the ball come out drunk and it's wobbling. You don't know what. You don't know. Like you locate. You locate the white stripe, but the white stripe is the tip and the tip. But when the tip is going all over the place, you don't know where. Like, so you put your hands up, like almost like Jay-Z, and then with the rock sign, a little bit different, but this gives you the best opportunity because even if you don't catch it
to
the
defend
first time,
yourself,
you defend yourself, and you at least it stops progress, and you can catch it again. But you want to make sure, because this sounds terrible. The tip gets in the hole, in the gap.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
But when the tip is going left, right, or north, south, you have to locate.
Yeah.
And you don't know where it's going. So if that tip hits the inside of your palm, it's going to hurt, but it's also going to bounce. And then now you just lost out. That's like when you see guys not catching it, everybody puts the blame on the receiver. But I'm like, yo, look at how that ball came out. And yes, their job is to catch it. But unless you have like these, like the mitts, like DeAndre Hopkins, who wears a size 4X glove, like it's tough.
Yep. We got to get Blake in here. We have to get Blake in here because you were around him. That is the funniest dude. And he's the realest guy, man. He's like, even like the spiral, what you're talking about, he would talk about that. He threw one, I don't know, one of these days. Wasn't the best spiral, wasn't terrible. And so I asked him something. And he's like, man, I had to learn a long time ago not to pay attention to the spin. And just kind of started laughing. Like he jokes about himself and with himself. There are a couple times where he'd look at Miles and be like, that's not on, is it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's very laid back dude.
Yeah. Good dude. So we're going to start bringing you guys more of that type of stuff. We kind of want to know what you want to see.
From the chat, Andre Moore wants to know, for one, if you're still working with JT.
JT.
He's been asking me to ask this whole time.
He probably.
Jordan Travis.
I don't think you've gotten Jordan though.
No, I haven't. Nope.
And Corey Thompson says, Denny, this is a good point. It's almost like cheating if you go to a different barber. That's how deep
you gotta get.
It's almost as if you're cheating when you go to a different barber. Yeah, it's like awkward if they find out.
So you hide it,
dude. There's memes that you got to go on TikTok. There's a good one. Because the edge, like I was talking about, is important. The edge is important. So what they're doing with these clippers, they're like, it's almost like an imprint to like get it clean. And then sometimes they'll even take a razor and get you. So the barber's like, when your barber finds out you've been seeing another barber, and he's got the towel and the alcohol, and he's just wetting that bad boy up. So he's gonna make you pay for cheap. And then they can tell because some barbers are better than others, or they have different techniques. So this guy, some of them are going to force you to have an immaculate edge or whatever. So they're gonna those are the ones who push you back a little bit. But then some barbers are gonna go where your hairline naturally starts. Okay. So you could tell when the new growth comes in. So if the guy put you here or gave you a straight down, the new growth is going to come out to here, and your barber that knows you is going to be like, oh, and then they're going to have questions.
Wow.
They're going to have questions.
How much does a haircut cost?
Man, it's getting stupid now. I only get taped, my beard taped, so I'm 20 to 25, but I'm hearing guys paying $50 right now.
What do you tip?
Referrals. That's how I tip.
So there is no tip?
No, there's a tip. A lot of people do, but like right now, I'm talking about T-Wig and Anton Oakley on a show that everybody listens to.
No,
I'm saying, but that's what I'm telling people. Like, no offense, and T-Wig's always busy. Oakley is always busy too. But like, I'm also gonna bring when I'm coming, I'm paying damn near $100 because it's not just me. It's me, my kids. I feel like
you're floating around that you don't tip.
James is a special case. We all tip.
Everybody else has to tip more.
Yeah, we got it.
What do you tip, Miles?
Minimum 5.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
Yeah, I don't even tip.
I mean, that y'all realize that's gonna change. That's barely a gallon of gas right now.
Nah, because I got to drive there.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
now quarantine. Now these guys didn't, but there were barbers that were making killing during quarantine,
going to people's houses.
Yeah, because it's just a stressful. Like, man, I look like a whole different person when my beard's not taped up. It just feels like it's stressful.
This is so like interesting. I don't care. The only time that I'll go get a haircut is if the side of my hair starts to stick out my hat. And then even then it's like, you know what? I may just get the clippers. And
like right now, what I'm gonna look.
I hate going to get a haircut.
I hate it. Kai loves getting his haircut. Trey absolutely hates going to the bar, but he won't do nothing with his hair. But I'm interested to see when he starts liking girls more. Because once that happens,
you know the other thing that I hate? Going to get my hair cut and they want to talk to you. I sit my butt down. Don't say a word to me. Just let me get out.
Yeah, that's part of the deal.
No,
you gotta have a
sorry, wig. So love you, dude. But see, we can talk on the phone.
It's not them. It's not always the barber. Sometimes they'll because if they know who you are, they'll talk to you. Like so, when I went to New Jersey, I had no choice but I went to the barbershop that was around the corner from the family house. And they find out my cousin tells them who I am and blah blah blah. And so we're talking about the Jaguars, we're talking about a bunch of other stuff, but like if I'm with T-Wig, I might not have seen T-Wig for a week or two. So I'm not seeing my shrink right now because the shrink I don't feel like paying that kind of money for somebody to judge me. So I need to talk to somebody that's not going to judge me and knows me and is on my side in this situation. So T-Wig, so you're getting life counseling,
a discount therapist.
Yeah, you're getting the life coaching.
My therapist is $150.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like I don't feel like paying $150 right now. Like that's $600. The way gas prices are going right now, and I got the truck. I gotta cut. I gotta make sure I can serve. Like I'm not even buying shoes like I bought before.
Barbers are very supportive.
But like they're gonna talk to you about this,
therapists
give you advice. You want to go out of the country for people. Now T-Wig is well traveled, but a lot of these people haven't been outside of the state, let alone the country. But they for somehow know everything that's going on in the world.
Would you go to a white barber?
No, probably not.
No,
probably not. But I've seen some clean ass white barbers though. It's just
very interested in this.
I'm only I
don't want to go though.
I'm gonna tell you this: if I look at your hairline. And I tell you that, like, because there's times when I've been like, yo, I need to get a cut. Like my boy OJ. OJ went to wig, goes to wig now because he moved here. But like, if I'm Tallahassee or somewhere else, and OJ goes, he travels. So like, there's times when he can't go to this barber, but there's a barber in Melbourne that he'll go see, a barber in Miami that he'll go see, a barber here. So like, he'll know.
And that's cool with his home barber? That's cool
because they know what he does.
So it's like the whole hose in different area codes thing?
Yeah. It's
not cheating.
You're a geographical bachelor.
Okay, all right.
But like, I'm trying to think who I know. Who do I know as it? Like my boy, I got a friend, Brandon Mills. His hair is always messed up. Like if I say I need a barber and Brandon like tags him,
you're not going.
I'm not gonna listen to Brandon. I'll be like, that's not what I need from you.
Right.
Like I need like that's not your area of expertise. Matter of fact, how about you just sideline your opinions and watch what these other people give? Because maybe that's where you need to go. But in a barber who, you just gotta. For me, it's just I don't really want like you don't like people. I don't like people touching me. So there's a bond, there's a trust. I gotta know if you wash your hands. Dude. I like the gloves. I like now that
you're giving me anxiety gloves right now.
But like, man, I come in and you gotta like you got. I need to see that you don't have a lazy eye, because if you got a lazy eye, you may not be able to get the lineup correctly. You got astigmatism. You can't draw a straight line. Like I need to know these things before you touch me, man, because it's all a confidence thing.
So I've been thinking about recently, like for whatever reason, a massage hasn't sounded like hell to me recently. Oh. Like for my whole life, it has. But I would have a whole like interview questionnaire. Oh, absolutely.
You should.
Absolutely.
You should get referred. One. That's the first thing. And then because a massage, that's an intimate thing. Like not like intimate, like in that manner, but like yo, you touch, especially like if they working on your hamstrings and your glutes, you got to know what's going on back there. This ain't no like, because again, you
There's
got
a lot of trust.
Like, okay, for example, now if I'm in the DR and Deshaun Watson tells me I need to go get a massage from a certain place, I already know what I'm expecting.
You have
when
an
I go there.
expectation, yes.
I have expectations.
Yep.
Now, if I'm in, if Robert Kraft tells me somewhere to go, I don't want to go to his massage place. I'm not. That's not what I'm not cool with that. That's not my lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with it. That's what you like. You like what you like. But what I'm saying is, you got to know who's referring you. Is what I'm saying. But but like I've had the same, like the one I have now. I've had her for over a year. The one I had before that, I had Shari for like 8 years.
It was you do it at like your house, right?
She but now I go
to the establishment.
This is more convenient. I didn't have to.
It's more convenient, but I got damn dog barking, kids walking in.
Yeah, fair.
I just want to go somewhere. Anyway, get to Green Acres, right? greenacresporting.com. All your hunting and fishing needs right there at Green Acres. If you're in the market to learn about guns, maybe you're not sure if you want to buy one, you need to get to Green Acres. I thought about Green Acres the other day at the facility the other night, and Will walks back in. Is like, yo, come here. Walk outside into the parking lot. Some dude had jumped a parent getting out the car in the back. Like some random dude walked off the street, jumped a parent. I walk out there. It was like volleyball on the other side. We got a parent holding a baseball bat. We got another parent clenching a bag to him like this, which he's packing, right? And then we got a dude in the middle of the street all yelling back and forth at each other. I'm like, see, this is why you go to Green Acres. I don't know any of these three people, but I can assess the situation, and the dude in the street is yoked out on something, and he don't know where he's at or what he's doing. He don't care about me or my feelings. There's a dude standing with a baseball bat that I don't know that I can defend myself with my hands with. And then there's a dude who's obviously got a bag very close to him, meaning he's got something in that bag. See, y'all can live this life without a gun if you want to, but I wouldn't do it.
They got bags that you don't have to worry about messing up either. If you're a lady, they got nice purses. I'm telling them to get you a Birkin bag. Get the purse that you can put the 9 in, and you can shoot.
That's a Valentine's.
You can shoot through the purse.
Right, through the purse?
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, I may start carrying them.
Yeah, they back by the I'm gonna tell you exactly where you go get them. When you go in there, they're back by the safes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What do they have for guys like?
I don't know. Just get one of them. Just get you a man bag.
Dare you to talk about my purse?
I
bet you won't. GreenAcresporting.com.
Still got the AR-15s, but listen.
You bring Anthony by?
Yeah, we're gonna give them something with Anthony. But I'm gonna listen. AR-15s are back up to $5.99, right? Unless you go in there.
It's like an infomercial.
If you go in there,
call now.
If you go in there and say, "Hey, Sports Den told me to come get the AR-15," they're gonna still honor the $499 price.
That's not how you do it. They're back up to $5.99. If you go in and you say Sports Den, it's not $5.79. It's not $5.49.
Oh.
It's not $5.15 for today only. It's $4.99. We need to start telling people they have to cue something from the show. Like you have to go in and talk about Barbers, and you get it for $4.99.
Fair. I like that idea. That lets me know that you actually listen. The cool thing about this one that they're selling is you can use full metal jackets. You can use the cheap ammo. It works better.
Look at you talking
with the cheap ammo
now. Look at you.
I don't want to mess it up. The only reason it was very, very Miles can tell you when I was shooting, with the good ammo, it jammed. With the cheap ammo, that thing sang. The chopper rang. It was just amazing. But anyways, those were fun to shoot. Don't know if I want them from a house. Just very, very fun to shoot though.
You got anything you want to get? Because you were in Indy, so Prime 47. Talked to some dudes, right? So you had that trip. I went to Tallahassee, just to chill. Took Walker. It was his birthday, so we went.
Oh, so you had Walker Man all over there? That's right, you did.
I did.
Oh, but there was no practice. It was just
we went and just talked to Tony for a little while. Caught up with Norvell. Like good time. They were awesome. I mean, they I had told Tony it was Walker's birthday, so he was going to ride out with me. I was going to go anyway.
Mhm.
And then got there, man, and they were like, everybody in the building, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday. So it was cool. So we've both done a lot since our last show.
Yeah, my life is actually I blame
You did not go to the
I
DR.
blame T-Wig. I found out the reason why I did. It was T-Wig's fault.
Okay.
Because T-Wig got sick. I'm glad he's better now. But my plan was to go to T-Wig and get my beard tapered before I went to Indy. And I also wanted to go to Sonata's Bakery to go get me a breakfast sandwich, because I was in that area.
Okay.
They are closed on Mondays. T-Wig's not in the hospital. I think that and then my Monday just went downhill from there. So that's why I forgot my passport.
So James went to Indy, was supposed to go to Indy from Indy to
Miami,
the
to the DR,
but forgot his passport here.
Right. So I flew back, and they had a great time. And my hate o'clock is for that is really myself. Like, and I don't know if I should be upset or if I have the right to be upset, but I was upset. And why I was upset was this. I was distraught, I was like, man, I want to go because I don't get my money back. That's one reason. And then two,
you didn't get your money back on the DR trip?
And I really did want to go down there to be with my friend, and I wanted to go hang out and but I told him, I said, man, I don't want to see nothing. I'll talk to you when you get back. These jokers done put me in a WhatsApp group chat. Matter of fact, OJ, I hope you got charged international minutes for sending me actual text messages from your phone. They're sending me pictures of the food, the beach, the scenery, all of this stuff. I'm in Indy on that Thursday. They're sending me the stuff because I just went ahead and stayed another day.
When did you realize you didn't have your passport?
Thursday. So when I was checking into my flight, they wouldn't let me check in. Then I was going to have to redo another flight. And then you have to put your passport information in. Then I realized I don't have my passport. I have my passport card, but I don't have my actual book. And now I realize that the passport card only works between Mexico and Canada. I didn't know that. So it really doesn't do anything for you if you're trying to leave the country.
Wow.
So they're sending me stuff all weekend. I'm legitimately mad.
Well, it's good they had a good time, though.
Yeah, I'm glad. I just didn't want to see it. Like, stop rubbing it in at this point. But they had a good time. But I went to Tallahassee on Saturday, and I went back on Monday. And I'll say this, and I've said this.
For practice, right?
For practice. People take what I say literally. Like, I mean, I'm not saying, like, it looks different. Way different. Like, I've been to 5 straight first practices. And one of them, the world shut down right after that first practice. But, like, I saw, like, remember how we went to Jacksonville practice, when Florida State practice here. And we were like, man, there's some guys that don't look like they belong.
Right.
It's less guys.
Well, that's good.
So, and certain position groups still have guys that don't belong, but the guys that do look are like, so in the first, so on Saturday, I was talking about it from the perspective of what they look like. And, flying around, but just physically, like,
right.
I go to practices, whether it's NFL or college, and the first thing I do is judge what do they look like based upon what I have seen and experienced from a player, and then also from training guys who I've put there for the first time, like their running back room. The kid, Trey Benson from Oregon, 220, runs a sub, he ran a 10.5 in high school, in 100. He's explosive. Now, he looks terrible in like footwork drills, but when you just tell him like to do something like get the ball, run where they ain't, he does that very well. Trayshawn Ward, who was the split time with Jay Sean Corbin last year, looks like he got a step faster, which is a good thing for him. The offensive line, the kid from Wisconsin, it's really good to have Gibbons, who is from Notre Dame, come back. Those are large mammals. They got to, but actually forget the transfers for a second. The thing that I'm going to be critical of on Mike Norvell, and I said it to you before too, this is year 3. Who has Mike Norvell recruited or been here like that? Even I'll give him the redshirt freshmen from tax class. Who has been here for 3 to 4 years that you guys have actually developed that are going to make an impact? So that's really what I've been saying. So when I go out there, I see a kid, Lloyd Willis. Lloyd Willis, from look, not play, looks like an NFL left tackle. Their defensive ends, there's a guy, Quayshawn Fuller, who was fluffy. I did not understand why he was even there 3 years ago. Looks like a grown-ass man right now. Derek McClendon, him and Jared Verse both look like they're like grown men. This kid, Josh Farmer, I posted it on Facebook. It's gone damn near viral. Every Seminole group has reshared it. But when Josh was 260 when I met him coming in, he's over 300 pounds now, and I look like a tiny ass boy compared to him. Like, there's some things
I saw that
that I was joking with Coach Storms. I was like, hey, Coach Storms, it's just between me and you. You giving some of these boys the needle, huh? And he's like, listen, I can't fault people who want to be great by any means necessary. So, like, that's the thing that I'm saying. Like, now we're starting to have guys who look like they belong.
You can see that better when they're not in pads.
Right.
Like, pads are the great equalizer because they make everybody almost have the perfect physique. Right. But like, I remember going to Georgia last year, and
now we still don't have that.
No. Nobody
be clear.
Nobody does. But you go to Georgia and you're looking around and you're like, these dudes are massive and they ain't fat. So it's like, you can look at a 6'6", 300-pound guy, and yeah, your school may have a 6'6", 300-pound guy, and they may look the same in pads. But when you see them without pads on, they ain't the same. And that was the thing we noticed when we went to UNF for the FSU practice. It's like, okay, if you want to get really technical, you could say that FSU's offensive line last year averaged what any ACC offensive line averaged in height and weight. You could probably, I don't know that for sure, but you probably could say that. They didn't look the same.
I'll put it like this. Joe, don't want to pick on, what's my guy? Marcus, right? Cakey Donuts.
Okay.
Our guy. He's over 6 foot, right?
I think so, yeah.
Over 300.
Is he?
He's okay.
Is he?
Let's just say. Let's say he's 275.
All right.
He's big.
All right. Big boy, yeah.
Big boy. Does he look like you would put him down in a 3-point stance?
No.
Okay, so what I'm saying is people, some of y'all, I'm just using him as an example. Some of y'all are 6'4",
right,
325 pounds. And you wouldn't put your fat ass down there and block nobody.
Listen,
just because it's written doesn't mean everything don't look the same.
I mean, listen, I'll be real. I'm between 5'10" and 5'11", depending on the day, and I'm 220. And there's NFL running backs that are 5'10", 220. We ain't the same.
Right. There's a person that I always mess with on Twitter, Wonder Woman 850. She's 5'10", 220. Not fat, stout. I guarantee you don't want to see her going and filling the A gap. Like, she's got the same stats as Bethune, our transfer. My point is like, just because it's written down, we know what it looks like, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's cats that don't like, Big Greg, I was 245 blocking for a 260-pound tailback. I ain't look like the 260-pound tailback.
They're built a little different.
Built different. But you know what? I was a lot faster at fullback when he was at tailback because he was running all our ass over if I didn't get out the way. It's time for people to, like, it's okay to have a critique. And that's what I learned when I made that statement, that because I've been transparent about how I feel, now that I actually say something, more people are like, wait a minute, hold up. If Big Game's impressed, holy, it must be something. It must be something going on over there. And I said, you know what? All right, cool. First day, whatever. So I come back home. Trey's been good. Trey's been doing some stuff, well. And I'm like, you know what? I would have took him on Saturday, but my kids have plans all the time that I just got to get them. And I don't mind it. They got good friends. So they went over to their friend's house. So I'm like, all right, I'm the cool dad. We skipping school on Monday, bro. We're gonna skip school and we're gonna ride out to Tallahassee. So we go over there and I'm watching it again. And because the other thing side is too, and people were like, I don't bump James Anthony Coleman the second's opinion. We want James Anthony Coleman the third's opinion because Rivals used him and he went viral because remember the first comment he made, Dad, are we watching a high school team or are we watching a college team? So he goes over there, he sees stuff. he actually gives a pretty cute breakdown of what he's thought with the price. He tried. He's got a little confused. Stall him out. Coach Fuller is still by far his favorite football coach at Florida State. He smiled at Mike Norvell, which went viral because everybody's like, "Yo, we might win 8 games this year." It was like, because that kid don't ever smile. He's got 5 pictures with Coach Norvell, all of them just like he's taking a mug shot. But this time he looked at Coach Norvell at the end of practice with a smile. It was crazy. It was wild.
Well, one thing because
kids know.
They seem to be much more confident there, like as a staff. Not that they were like, "Oh, we're going to suck." Before,
yeah.
But they have definitive answers to things. I also found out Mike Norvell's workout routine. I asked him, I'm like, "Yo, dude,
what does he do?
Like, dude, you got to spend like one of the very first things I walk in."
I think he takes a bump every now and then. The way he has the energy that he has. No way. I'm sorry, Coach. Listen. Lie to the pastor. Don't lie to me. I'm not judging you. What I'm saying is your energy level is unnatural, bro.
So I walked in and I'm like, because he always looks, his weight doesn't fluctuate.
He looks the same.
Like he looks the exact same. So I asked him because I got there early in the morning. I'm like, "You done worked out 2 hours, haven't you? Like, how many miles did you run today?" He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Seriously, how many miles did you run?" He's like, "I don't run." Like, doesn't he look like a runner?
Yeah. What does he do?
Like, incline walk on a treadmill and 30 minutes in the weight room. Bam, done.
I like that. Efficient.
Yep, that's what he said.
Efficient.
He said he has people that don't allow him to go more than 30 minutes in the weight room. Incline walk, 30 minutes in the weight room, on with his day.
I like that.
So I think I'm gonna try it. I mean,
you know what? We're gonna call this the Mike Norvell workout.
We should text him and get his exact workout.
No, yeah, Mike. I see you doing other shows. I see you, Mike.
Cheating on us.
I see you, Mike. Need the damn workout plan, Mike.
Yeah, get us
Michael.
how many. I didn't ask him how many days a week. I need to find that out. Yeah. I want to know how far, how long, or what is it like? What's the elevation that you're walking at?
Yeah, I need to know exactly.
I need to know that. Like, do you stay with one pace the whole time? Do you change the elevation? What do you do? I think Peloton's got an app for this, actually, on walking on a treadmill. But anyway, I need to know that. I need to know how many days you work out, like what you hitting each day. I need to know the whole thing because, like, I bet your dude's weight's the identical, exact same thing as when he was hired.
So part of me I really want to get.
And that man's had some stress since then.
Yeah, yo. Now I will say that he's still stressed, like, but he's
just naturally great.
Yeah. Now I want to look like my cousin, Lanier Coleman, though. I don't know if you noticed, there's an extremely large black man that's a strength and conditioning coach. He stands out. His last name is Coleman. No. So he goes up to Trey and say, "What up, cuz?" Because the last name. Like, I want to get like how I was.
You want to do that?
I want to get down, but then I see him.
You want to get?
And I want to be yoked like that again.
I'm stuck there too.
But I don't. The only way I can get yoked like that, and I don't want to be in the weight room like that anymore. Is I know it can happen. It's more likely to be that than it is.
No, see, I want to. See, no, I need a hobby. I need a hobby. Yeah. I need to get like. I'm not saying I'm going to take a needle. I'm not saying I'm not. But like, I need to get in a weight room like that.
Because I'm gonna go back to.
I need to be one of the guys who used to make fun of.
I'm gonna go back to spring break, but I want people to know that we're doing the 50-mile challenge. My friends, the first to 50 miles, and I told them, "Don't are y'all sure?" Oh, that's a nice pic. I need you to send me that.
Like, so dude, just
now. Hold on, Mike. Let me see this. All right, Mike. All right, come on now.
What's wrong?
I seen him take. I might now because when Mike first got here, like for whatever reason, every FSU coach, when they first give here, they don't give him a good tailor, and the suit's a little bit baggy. But I've seen Mike in some really good. Mike got some suits.
Oh, it wasn't baggy.
That was. It just looks like
I think it's just the angle. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But my friends put me. They made this 50-mile challenge, and I told them, like, guys, I'm gonna crush you. And it's got nothing to do with it. It's just because it's the first to 50. So I want to be the first. I want to win.
Like I
want to
I'll
win.
Be sore the next 10.
So they're sitting here and they forget that we did this in June of 2020. And I told them, I was like, y'all work. I don't. And I have a beagle. I said, that's full of energy. I said, and my boy Reggie had to come in. I said, dog, I know it is 1.8 miles from my house to the East Hampton sign. Exactly.
I do that 27 times.
If I get there, I got to get back.
Right.
So that's it. I'm going, and if I go to it's a little pole. If I go to the pole, that's 2 miles on the head.
There you go.
I was like, so to the front, walk the dog in the morning,
13 times.
walk the dog in the back. I said, dog, I can get that. I said, I'm a crusher. Dog, we gonna do this. I'm like, all right. Y'all aren't consistent because y'all don't want to win. People on Twitter, I'm telling you, when I say the standard is a standard, when I say all of these things, the jokes that y'all think about how I coach my son's flag football team, I literally do everything that I talk about on Twitter, man. Like, that's not a joke. It's not a facade. I only know one way. If we're competing, I am trying to destroy you. So if one of y'all want to help me live my best life, let's do a 225 bench press challenge. Let's do a power clean challenge. Set up these challenges so that I can be motivated to win.
I need a calorie challenge.
But that's the problem. Now, the one thing I will say is with some of this alternative medicine and then some of these other things, is my problem is that now I do all that walking, and when I'll eat a little bit of something, and now I'm famished. Now I'm hungry. And I gotta eat.
I've been doing the intermittent stuff.
I've
been doing it. Like, the first week is tough, but I gotta say after that, like, I actually really like it.
When I eat.
It saves me time.
But going back to the last thing with the spring practice, and I wonder what Florida looks like and all this other stuff.
They haven't started yet.
No, I'm just saying I know Miami started, but I'm wondering the vibe that everybody gets. But like, I'm looking at this Abishai Azariel, or it's a kid from Niceville. It's a DB. He's the kid we got right before Travis Hunter decommitted and everything, and everybody's was dope. Travis Hunter, this is the best way I can describe it. So everybody loved Travis Hunter, rightfully so. Travis Hunter is Deion Sanders. Mm-hmm. Everybody who does not know would argue, well, Deion Sanders is the greatest corner ever played NFL. Everybody will argue that Deion Sanders is the best corner to play at Florida State. Statistically wise, though, Terrell Buckley owns every record. Mm-hmm. It came right after him. T-Buck doesn't talk. T-Buck just plays. And T-Buck wasn't prime time. He wasn't this. That's the best comparison I can give to these two kids.
And so that's what that kid is?
This kid is T-Buck. Like, freshman, looks the part, shut it down. When I'm talking about the most impressive person I saw in all those practices was number 20.
Deion had toes amputated, right?
Yeah, 2 That's what. Hey, listen, that's what recruiting has become. Got to sacrifice something.
2 toes on his left foot because of blood clots.
But when he went in, he didn't do what he was supposed to do. He was supposed to rest. He went right back into coaching after he had there was the surgery or whatever on his foot. Oh, could have been worse. I'm glad he didn't lose his whole foot, man.
Dang, Florida State's getting a beat down right now
in basketball.
Yeah,
that's why I'm glad I didn't watch.
God, is this men's? This is 76-41.
Oh, they done melted in, man. They done melted in.
Damn. Nah, never mind. It's 81-41. They're about to double y'all up. All right, we got to get.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, JU, good season. I guess they'll probably do NIT. Did you watch it last night?
They lost.
They lost in the championship game. They'd have made the tournament if they'd have won.
Oh, okay.
But it's messed up because they went to the championship game. The team that beat them doesn't get to go to the tournament, so it defaults to the regular season winner. The team that beat them hasn't been Division I long enough. You have 4-year probationary period. Bellarmine or something like that.
So why are they?
So Jacksonville State gets to go instead of JU because Jacksonville State won the regular season championship.
The team that beat FSU? That Jacksonville State? They're A-Sun?
I guess.
Oh, no, we're not A-Sun.
I have no idea.
I don't know what these.
I don't know what they are.
I don't pay attention to stuff.
I don't know.
If UNF's not in it, then.
And then you missed one last night. There was like Wagner and Bryant.
That's just the ones that got in the fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, good times.
It's a
great
good
time
game.
of year.
It's a good game when
like a high school
fights
gym
happen,
packed like that. And people like Duke caught one right in the face. Do you see that? And then the other thing we got to get to, not today. We'll get to it another time. Austin Reed call. We need to be on Austin Reed watch, everybody. But anyway,
tune in the 5th quarter. College football for I just joke.
The other thing we got to get to is this dude who punched somebody and killed them in Dunkin' Donuts. Did y'all see this?
Nah, but ain't nothing in Dunkin' Donuts.
No,
worth
hold
me
on.
punching somebody to kill him.
Hold on. So I don't have the whole story of it. I remember enough of it. Dude, Corey Pujols, if you want to look this up, 27 years old. This is Corey. So he was working at Dunkin' Donuts. Dude came in, dropped the N-word on him. Punches the dude. Dude hits his head. Dude dies. So you know what happened to Corey?
Jail?
Nope.
Good.
Nope. No jail time. 2 years house arrest, can go to work, all that kind of stuff, and like some community service.
Oh, but he still has the charges on.
Oh yeah, somebody died. Yeah, I mean somebody died. So I mean, but still, like,
should have been talking shit.
It's interesting.
That man was working, minding his own business.
Let me ask you this. I agree with you, by the way, but does it change if I told you the dude was 77?
No.
No.
That man's lived his. I personally.
It changed for me a little bit.
Personally, that looks like
right,
no,
Miles?
what I'm saying is, it looks like assisted suicide because that person's lived their life. They've lived long enough to know that you can't say that word. It's not like, so if you told me, James, this was 1965, Dunkin' Donuts, 77-year-old, okay, he was just allowed to say it yesterday. We got to give him some time. 77 years old, you've known better long enough.
You got to read the article though, because it's a range of emotion. So at first I'm like, yeah, man, like knock his ass out. And then I saw the dude was 77 and I was like, oh. But then I saw the dude was a registered sex offender. Oh. The 77-year-old. So then I was like, okay, justice. We're getting some justice here. And then I saw that none of his family even showed up to any of the court proceedings.
That means their family knows he's a piece of shit.
Right. So then I was like, all right, cool. It's a wild story. You got to look it up.
Yeah. I tell people this all the time because I'm sure our comments are going to get fired up because anytime you put why can't I say whatever you want to say? Like, there's a great, I don't know the name of the show, whatever, but like, I'll say it with you. If you want to just be aware, I'm not giving you a pass. Say whatever you want to say, but understand that there are consequences to every word you say. It's not about being canceled. It's just you at this point, so say it, dude, flourish, dude. Say whatever you want to say.
This reminds me.
Go to the barbershop. And say it.
Hey, this dude told me one time, he's like, well, what if you're singing, like, what if it's in a song? You don't say it out loud, but you mouth it. And the dude hit him with, well, what if there's a black guy next to you that's deaf?
Bruh, don't even, y'all, you over, I'm telling you, some of y'all overcomplicate. If you want to say it, say it. Just go ahead.
That was one of those like light bulb moments, like, you know
That's
what?
A good one. That's one of those like when you're smoking weed moments, like, what if, actually, T-Roy, a guy who's local here, says, if you walk by a deaf person and you yawn, do they think you yelling? Like, I mean, it's just like, okay. My point is, like, y'all, man, listen, dog. You 77 years old, man. One, you lived your life. Two, you knew what you was doing, bro. When you said it, you thought it was sweet because you was at a donut shop and you found out my man was serving black coffee with no sugar and no cream. So it was a little bitter, but that's not the way I want to go see St. Peter. I'll be honest with you. Like, if that happens, when I die, I don't want to say, I want to, like, again, when I had COVID, I was in there, I was like, man, this sucks. All the dumb shit I've ever done in my life, I don't want to die this way. This is a terrible way to die. That's probably the worst way to die. Because have you ever seen, it's a meme and it's terrible because it's a blackface.
Maybe not the worst, but it's a
blackface meme, and a racist white man goes to heaven, and at the gates, Peter and Michael are black. And he was just like, so imagine having to tell somebody, hey, how did you die? Well, I was
in Dunkin' Donuts. Anyways. All right, we'll be back Friday. We'll look for some other content coming as well. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to that, and you'll get all of that. We'll talk to you soon.